I'm David Lieb, and I'm an associate professor of medicine at EVMS. I've been here since 2009 in the endocrinology division. One of my big hobbies is collecting and reading comics. I enjoy science fiction. I really enjoy art. So it's sort of just a perfect combination of things that I like. When I turned 12, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And that summer I was supposed to go to sleepaway camp for the first time. So I ended up not going to camp that summer. And I was really bummed out. And a number of my friends were really into comics and got me comic books. And so I started reading. Being diagnosed and having that time, that's when my love of comics, I think, really took off. I have thousands of comic books. I'm not sure exactly how many. One of the big white long boxes that holds comics, I think holds like 300 comic books. I've probably got 15 of those. When I was a kid, I always loved Spider-Man. One of the comic books that means the most to me is Amazing Spider-Man number 238, which is the first appearance of a villain called the Hobgoblin. And that comic is special to me because my dad bought it for me at the first comic book convention that I went to. But it meant a lot to me. And it just had a sweet cover. Spider-Man number 39, John Romita, beautiful issue with the Green Goblin and Peter Parker. And all the early Stan Lee and Steve Ditko books, the fighting and the superpowers was almost like, a sideshow to what the real issues were that he had to deal with. What's really worrying to him is whether he's going to make enough money as a photographer at the Daily Bugle to pay for his Aunt May's medication. It had a great soap opera quality to it. There was something about that I guess I related to. So it's in a frame because I had it on the wall. So this is Fantastic Four number 45, which had the first appearance of the Inhumans in it. The cover of that comic is still my favorite comic book cover. I read heavily through middle school and into high school. And then I really stopped reading a lot of comic books in college. Maybe I was too cool. I'm not really sure. Once I started my Endocrinology Fellowship, I started reading and collecting again. And then when I got to EVMS and found this wonderful comic book store, Local Heroes, that's here in Ghent, it just took off. I started reading much more with my free time when I wasn't doing stuff with the kids. And I think it became, an escape from stress, but also just for pleasure. One of the nicest things that anybody has ever done for me, one of my patients here at EVMS knew that I was really into comics and knew that I liked Dr. Strange, had a artist in Georgia, Scott Van Orden. She commissioned this really awesome drawing of me as Dr. Strange. The comic book is the cover of the first issue of Dr. Strange. Instead of being the master of the mystic arts, it says that I'm the master of endocrinology. It really touched me. My interest in comics has changed over time through the different sort of phases of my life, from when I was, a kid in middle school to now as a associate professor at medical school, and it stuck with me the whole time. For that reason, it's hard for me to imagine ever not loving comics.